Well, hello everybody. Here I am back in the workshop. Had two festivals that I went to this weekend, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. So I didn't get a lot done on the guitar I've been working on. Some of you hopefully have seen it, but this is it. This is the box. This is where the volume and tone jack's going to come out here. This is all down in here, all the way to the bottom. And hopefully you remember it. There was a plate that was given to me with the Philadelphia Pro Teams on it. So that's going to go right here. And decided that instead of a humbucker, we go with a single coil because it'll fit in there. It won't get interfere with the logos. But here's what I've done today, just to show you how I'm doing that. Is that I laid that out. That is right in the center of the box. There was a line top, line bottom. I'll show you. We'll pull this off here after I get done. And then I put the copy. I've got the cover. So I've just traced inside here and put the two holes in it. So I'm going to take that out just a little out past the holes. So because the holes are just for the adjustment for the height. There's other holes out further that hold this down to it. So I don't have to worry about that. So I'm just going to cut that out just a little bit bigger than the actual hole, because that's what this thing's supposed to do. So that's what I'm doing right now. I got it right here. I'm gonna set this aside because this thing does. Oh, come on, hang up there. It's right there. There you go. It's so close. It does spark sometimes, depending on what metal it is, and I think that's some kind of a metal. I don't think it's aluminum. Aluminum has a tendency to melt. So let me do this, and then I'm going to zoom y'all in here. So hold on to your hat, and we'll zoom in a little bit. All right, that's as far as I can. I'm going to use my tool. Y'all probably, I've had people ask, what do I use? I've used lots of Dremels, but I'm going to use this one now. It has a foot pedal down here on the floor that I adjust the speed with. So let's get my pedal out here so I can get going. And it does have a switch, so depending on which way I'm cutting, I like it to come back at me so that it won't walk on me. So here we go. You want to go slow, because if you go too fast, I got too much stuff over here. If you go too fast, here, let me get over here a little bit more. You'll end up causing the ink that's on there to discolor. So go nice and slow, not in any hurry. And I'm just doing this right on my workbench. I'm going to cut down into the wood a little bit. You know what? I almost forgot. See, there's some sparks. All right, there you go. All right, now I'm going to do at the end here. so now I've cut all the way around it, but I still got some little corners. So let's see if I can get those corners off. You got to go a little bit deeper with your tool, so be careful. Usually I can get through these. They take a little bit of time, and you start working them, and pretty soon you can start bending them a little bit. See there, I got it. See, I got it bending. So once you get a couple of them broke, you just, work them a little bit. The other ones will break. All right. And don't worry about a whole lot at this point. It's still pretty sharp. Let's get a nice fine file. Get these all shaped up here. Again, I'm not really going to the front. I'm just gonna go around here and get that burr off of there. Again, just working on it, you want to get that burr, because if you don't, you're going to end up getting it in your finger, and boy, metal gets in your, it isn't like wood, it likes to stay when you get a little piece in your finger. It's like it wants to stay. All right, so now I've got that pretty well done, but let's take, as you can see, that's gonna cover up everything. I can see through the holes. I can see I got a little bit of a burr on this corner here that is going to need a little bit of filing. Hopefully you all got a nice collection of files. If you ever at an estate sale or something, there's usually a whole box of files that that will be needed. That they're selling. They're always selling files. Man, you can pick up some files pretty cheap that way. Now again, I didn't go all the way out, like, let's see, where did I put it? Okay, I have set down my pickup here. This is the pickup I'm going to be putting in. See, I just have extra of these, because sometimes I'll do this without actually putting that in there. So, I'll have to take that apart, and then I got to make sure that that fits down in that slot, which I can tell you it's really not going to fit in that slot yet. I do have one of those. I have one of these without the pickup in it, and then as you can see, it just almost fits. But I like to do it like that. That's how I like to do it, because that will allow me to use just a little bit of a file on that, get that to fit. can always take off, but you can't put it back on. So let's get it back down here. And see, I'm just hanging that right off of the box. Again, you want to do a little bit on each side because I want this thing to be centered. Again, you don't have to be exact. You need that to fit in there, and you need it to have a little bit of movement to it, to where when you adjust the height, it'll move on you. Hopefully you just take a little bit at a time. It's beginning to get there, but you notice I didn't drill these outside holes in yet, because you want this thing to play back and forth a little bit so that you can make sure that it's centered when you get to the point of having the strings on it, and you want to make sure it's centered. So again, all I'm doing is I'm going down into this corner here just a little bit so that I got that extra room to move back and forth. And you've got a good maybe 3/16 of a play with that bridge cover. That bridge cover does that. All right. All right, let's see how we're doing here. We're getting there. Getting there. Just go nice and slow. I'm gonna go this way for a little bit because I'm beginning to see a little bit of turning of the metal. So I'm gonna again go nice and, you know, I maybe go a little faster than I normally would. I don't want to keep you all bored. Stall. Okay, how we doing here? See, it's good right there. I need a little bit more at that end, a little bit more, but right here in the middle, see, it's going down through there. So let's go with just a little bit more down here. down on that end too, because I can see it's. Let's go over here. Now you can see why I have the paper. It's a nice thick brown paper bag to do that, so that it'll. All right, we're good at that end. Need a little bit in the middle and a little more down at this end. So that end down there is pretty good. Alright, let's see here. That's pretty good, but I can see this corner is a little bit tight. I don't have that quite in the right spot there, so I need to give myself a little bit more room right here on this corner. So I'm just going to act like I'm sawing. Give that a little bit more room. Okay, that looks good. I got the same issue over here. So I'm going to set that down there. Let's see how that is. All right, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I think that'll do for what we're doing right now. And then that will be in there. Let's take, and then what I'm going to do is let's go ahead and pull that out. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this off, and then I'll show you what I'd like to do though. So I'm going to take this thing. I'm going to take this thing apart. You'll just hang here with me a minute. I don't know how long are we. We're at 20 minutes. If you're still with me, hang in there. We're almost done. Almost done. All right, so that's going to go in right like that. Okay, I'm going to take this off. I'll show you how that's going to look. I'm kind of anxious to see it myself, so and then I got one other thing to do to the neck before I can really start doing any doing the actual final sanding and stuff on the neck. And I got to I've got to cut the slot in the neck. Remember, the neck is solid from the top to the bottom, so there's no room. Bag is stuck to everything. All right, and then, you know, I'm not gonna hear this, but that's the way it's gonna look. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Again, I gotta gotta take it out just a little bit more because it's really it's in there quite stiff, but it looks like it's definitely centered this way, and it's really close this way. So that'll work real good. Again, the pots, that is going to look fantastic. But one last thing, let me just show you what I got to do with this neck now. Because as you just saw, that thing fits down in there quite a good way. So I'm going to lay this in here and just roughly just draw it. Just like that. There you go. Alright, so now, as you can see, now I have the lines, and these pickups are a little wider at the bottom and at the top. So you got to come out here a little ways, about here, and probably down to about here. So we got a couple long, we got to cut that out to the right depth down in, leaving enough strength in the box, which there's plenty of strength in that box. We can go all we want. But I got to do that, and I'll do that over on the bandsaw. But that's where I'm at. We got that done. Again, I just got to do a little bit more fine filing on that. And I can go ahead and mount that, and then I can take the box, and it's got just a little bit more sanding, and then I'll put a clear coat on it. And when I do that, I'll videotape that, because that's really going to bring out a lot of this wood. I've wetted it a couple times just to look at it, and it's a nice looking maple walnut box with that little bit of epoxy in it. So it's going to look good. Purple heart here, again Purple Heart down around the side. So I'll do that once I cut that out, and we'll do that before I glue it in. So I thank you all for sticking with me. It was an awful long time, but hopefully you saw how I do that, and you know, steal anything you want. Any ideas? Again, in the comments, if you need me, go ahead and hit the like and stuff, so that I can start getting more and more people doing that. And of course, the more and more people do that, the more and more people will look at it and watch it and share and all that stuff. So thank you again.